Well, I have to say that I'm not old enough to see Kaufman when he was still alive, and I was also born in the wrong place, of course, Switzerland. But well, it was A Man on the Moon which brought me to the subject, and first I was simply haunted by Jim Carrey's performance as Kaufman, and then this sort of gradually evolved into some kind of obsession, not with Jim Carrey, but with Andy Kaufman. So that was the point where it all started. In the end, it's become a tired cliche in a way, but still, I think that you can, in terms of cultural theory, it's not a cliche that is meaningless. And in basic terms, I find a formula quite helpful, which was offered by Frank Rich, where he says that the American dream is basically about the belief of that you can find happiness and success by being someone else. And this was where Andy Kaufman, of course, comes in with this idea of constantly reinventing yourself, and also with his preoccupations with subjects like stardom and celebrity. Well, first of all, his various personae that he employs during his entire career, and the fact that he played these characters, as he famously said, straight to the hilt. I mean, not breaking character, turning himself into what I call a serial subject, where in the end you never really know where Kaufman himself is. Sort of this endless deferral of identities is what I think is the American dream, as ideological discourse. But I'd still say that if you take the original moment of Andy Kaufman stepping sort of onto the stage of national consciousness, if you can say that, his Foreign Man act and Saturday Night, as it was then called, I think that here he already sort of enacts this very quality of the American dream that you mentioned, namely that he's coming from somewhere, and this somewhere in this case is the imaginary island of Caspiar, and he has come to the United States to make it his breakthrough in stand-up comedy. And I think this is a very close enactment of what lies at the core of the American dream. So taking this as sort of an emblematic starting point for his career, he in fact incorporates this notion of the American dream in a very orthodox way. Well, I mean, at some point it is comedy, at others it isn't, I think. One of the funniest moments in which I think is really comedy is this Foreign Man performance in, I think I'm always mixing them up, the Andy's Funhouse, and which has come out on video as the Andy Kaufman special. I think it's in there where Foreign Man tells this joke about the two boys and one girl, I guess it was, carrying the largest cannon onto the largest mountain of Spain, highest mountain on Spain, something like that. And the very incompetence of the Foreign Man telling this joke is clearly funny. I mean, you can't help but seeing this as pure comedy, even as it isn't really conforming to the structural requirements of a joke. Yeah, well, the Elvis was seeing in at the end of these performances is not. I mean, you could ask if that's Foreign Man at all, if that's not just now another character. I think the point where Foreign Man seeks into this Elvis character is very interesting. But I always saw the Elvis character as different from Foreign Man. And but still, they're both about this very line which separates the successful star from the has-been or the never will be. So Foreign Man in this sense represents a star. I mean, he was arguably the most lovable of Kaufman's characters. So he's definitely to be considered a star, but still a star who constantly fails on the stage of stand-up comedy in terms of comedy. And Elvis, of course, is the opposite, the successful star who, precisely because he enacted the American dream so successfully, somehow also started to disintegrate in the whole process, become a star in America, or everyone has the right to pursue his path to success. Well, if you look for performances where death plays a role in any sense, you can in any way you can find a lot in many of Kaufman's performances. And I think it's perfectly appropriate the way you said it, that for some people he's still alive, for others he's alive in our hearts, and then for I guess the large part, people just think it's irrelevant whether he just doesn't play a role. I mean, and his immortality, you could say, is not as monumental as Elvis Presley's immortality. I think one of the most intriguing performances in this respect is found in Kaufman's performance at Carnegie Hall, where you have this very old cowgirl that he welcomes on stage, and he says she was the actress in some obscure kind of a cowboy dance movie. And then he sort of forces this old lady to reenact this entire scene where she actually got, you could say, her 15 minutes of fame on celluloid as a cowgirl. And then the interesting thing happens that Kaufman, as the director of the orchestra, the conductor, he accelerates the rhythm until the old lady collapses and supposedly dies. And I find this interesting as a performance because it sort of shows the vicious circle of celebrity and stardom, bringing immortality to you in the image, but then also the old lady dies by repeating that thing which made her famous in the first place. And I think to some extent, Kaufman's entire career is a mirror of this scene. In the end, that which made him famous, namely his constant deferral of his identities, brought him stardom, was what made him famous in the first place, that he was Foreign Man, but that he was also Tony Clifton. This was the very reason that today you don't really know if the death was a hoax. I don't think it was, but I think that's not the point.
Hey, look, you got this straight, okay? You're here to service me. Hey, listen, pal. I got enough money to buy you and keep you for a pet. You understand? I don't want anybody being late tomorrow. You're all here to service me, okay? I'll pave this place and turn it into a parking lot. I don't care if your kid has a pet.
Mr. Kaufman, wait, can I talk to you just for 1 minute, please? Just 1 minute. I don't care what you do for yourself, but you've not only ruined your career, but you ruined my career too.
So what? Who cares?
Because of you, everybody doesn't like me either. I think I know why. I think it's because you are really underneath it all. I don't think you're such a bad man.
Oh, thank you.
I think you're a little shy.
What?
A shy little man. That's why you have to put on this tough guy facade.
No,
because you have to hide your insecurity.
Wait, but...
That's right.
Really?
You know, when you mature and come to terms with your own deficiencies, then you'll be able to accept your true self. And don't cry.
I can't finish this.
Mr. Kaufman, don't cry. Please don't cry. Oh, it's all right. Listen, I'll finish the show for you, all right?
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Bye.
Goodbye, everybody. Be good, and I love you very much. Okay, bye-bye. Okay, are we off the air? Where is my hamburger? Who wants to wrestle? Come on.